Well, you need to remember, I started college 56 years ago. So things I know are different today than they were then, but I still think there's a lot of commonalities. My dad owned a business and my mother was a homemaker. And she was a good mom, but she knew nothing about education. And it was always a given that Rhonda was going to go to college. But no one could give Rhonda any direction about where to go or what to do, that kind of thing. And I didn't either. Because I liked school and I made good grades, but in 8th grade I didn't know what I would want to be, or even at a senior I really didn't know what I would want to be. I knew I wanted to go to college, and I knew my parents wanted me to go to college, and I wanted to go for them, and maybe a little more than I wanted to go for myself. But I wanted to make them proud, and I wanted to graduate. And I knew I had 4 years to do it because there was no money for me to drop classes and have to go extra semesters and that kind of thing. So I thought I better get to work. I thought about being a nurse and knew that was blood I just couldn't deal with. I wasn't good at clerical. So I decided teaching was the thing for me. Then I went into, do I want to be an elementary teacher? Do I want to be a secondary teacher? And what would I want to teach? Because I liked everything, but I wasn't really crazy about anything. So, so all that played into it. And a lot of it was me being proactive. You know, I looked at elementary. I thought I'd be better in secondary. I knew I loved history. I knew I loved health. And I knew I loved phys ed. I loved all kinds of sports. So I thought, that's for me. I mean, that's how I made my decision. When I got here, I was frightened, felt overwhelmed. Did I do the right thing? And that first semester was scary. After that, I pledged a sorority. I became a cheerleader. And my world changed. I instantly got 60 sisters, and that were all there to help me. They had already gone through what I had gone through. And so they were a great support system. My advisors were wonderful. I had the questions I needed answered. I knew the next steps. I just needed them to let me know I was on the right track. And they were very, very supportive. After my first year, then I became supportive for the group behind me. I was their support. And after that first year, I felt good. I knew I made the right decision. I knew I was in the right school. I lived at home, but my mom called it a dorm room because I would spend all day on campus. I would eat dinner in the cafeteria. I'd go to the library. We'd have study groups together. I knew it would take some social things in addition just to education to make me finish school. I think Fairmont State was the right fit because, one, I got to stay home, and I don't think I was ready to take that big step. It was also a money thing. And there were kids coming from my school that were there, so I would know somebody, you know. And I really thought I would want to be a teacher. And this was known back in that day. This was, if you wanted to be a teacher, this is where you went to school. I think Fairmont State's a good fit because, number one, it's small. There's a lot of staff on campus now for questions and to help. They offer a lot of degrees that a long time ago weren't there, so you have the same variety. You have smaller classes, and for me, I can pitch it this way. Once I was finished, I was ready to start and do it all over again. It's the best it can be at Fairmont State.